Hey y'all. So I'm in Kaimabon, Wales, amazingly. The place is green and lush. It's been raining on and off for several days, and we're holding ceremony tonight. And I am lucky enough to find one of these beautiful things in the refrigerator, in the kitchen. So I didn't find it. I can't take credit for that. But I've talked a lot about recovering from benzodiazepines and what that did to my brain. And one of the very first things that I took was lion's mane. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet about lion's mane. And so I don't really want to go over all the biology and the technical stuff. I'll just quickly say it does actually work. It has a lot of good science behind it. And one of the things that they think that it does is potentially regrow the myelin sheath over the nerve. I can tell you that it took me from being very concerned about my capacity to function and potentially needing help to live my life every day to getting my brain back. I mean, I have my blips and my days when I'm really tired, but for the most part, I feel like I've fully recovered from the damage that benzodiazepines did, plus the damage that trauma does. And it's all because of lion's mane. One of the things that you need to know about how to use it is there are a lot of scammers and really crappy products on the market because there are no rules in labeling around mushrooms and the use of them. And so if you have even just mycelium, you call that the mushroom because technically that is the body of the mushroom. This is just the fruiting body, and then it's like fruit on an apple tree. It's not the tree. And so legally they can say that they take all of that mycelium with the grain that it was grown in, grind that up and sell that to you and call that lion's mane. The jury is still out though about the science of that and whether it actually works or not. In the beginning, the science said that the mycelium has no benefit and it's only the fruiting body that does. But recently, some new information has come out that potentially the mycelium actually has new properties that this does not have, and that the best product would be a whole product that has both mycelium and fruiting body. Until now, though, I've only been buying fruiting body, and so it's important that you do your research and look and read your labels. If it does not say fruiting body, then it is just grain mycelium, which may have its benefits. What those are, we don't know yet. But I can tell you what has helped me recover is this beautiful thing. And another cool thing about it is we find this in natural medicine sometimes where the plant itself looks like the thing it helps. And it looks like a brain. How cool is that? Also, it's incredibly good. The first time I found one in the wild and I fried it up and ate it, I made myself sick because I was like, oh, I'll only eat a little bit. And I'll eat it over a couple of minutes. I ate the whole damn thing and got so sick. It's really culinary, really good. But you can tincture it. It's got a dual extraction process, which means it's got fat-soluble and water-soluble compounds in it that are important. So you would extract it with ethanol alcohol first, and then you'd extract it with water second, put the two together, and you got your tincture. It's important when you make your tinctures, you find out which way you need to make them. It's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It depends on the mushroom as to how you're going to tincture it. Amanita, case in point, you don't do it like that at all. Having said all that, I want to tell you a really cool story that I haven't seen or found or read about in the literature, and that is that about 20 years ago, I stabbed myself with a fillet knife in the hand, and I severed this nerve. I had surgery, most painful surgery I've ever had, 3 months of intensely painful recovery, addiction to painkillers, trying to deal with that pain, and then coming off of that and those withdrawals. It was just horrible. Never experienced anything that painful and awful until I would go on to try to come off of benzodiazepines, which made that experience look like a walk in the park. But it failed, and I have been numb in these fingers for 20 years. And then 2 years ago, which was 3 years into taking lion's mane consistently, in the first year, I started recovering my brain and my ability to think. In the second year, I felt like the ataxia issues started to get better and resolve. And by the third year, it felt like my nervous system was just fine-tuning. And one day, I burned myself on the pan. I touched it, it was hot, and then I realized, holy shit, I freaking felt it. And I started feeling, and I realized I have full feeling back. Modern medicine says that's not possible. Number one, we can't regrow a nerve like that if the initial nerve the initial surgery didn't work, that's it. You're never going to get it back. But 20 years later, that's not supposed to be possible, and yet here I am with full feeling in my hand again. And I've gone through long periods of not taking it because I just forget. And it's not till I start feeling sort of like a cognitive decline issue, like can't find words that I want, that I'm like, oh shit, I haven't taken this in a while. But there's no issues with these nerves, with the feelings. That this is here to stay. How crazy is that? Don't give up. If you feel like you've got cognitive issues, and especially a lot of damage from pharmaceuticals, have hope. I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but I'm saying there's a lot in the natural pharmacy. And if you're struggling and you're afraid like I was, I know it's hard in the moment when you're struggling and you think you're going to be like this forever. Please don't give up hope. Keep trying new and different things and give this a try. I'm going to go prepare for ceremony in this magical, beautiful place. And instead of me saying it this time, I'm going to let these beautiful people say it. You ready?